gonna commandeer the opening here before you even start talking. It feels important for me to do this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stress. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
It felt important.
It's that awkward moment when everyone's singing happy birthday to you and you have no idea what to do with yourself for 47 seconds. Yeah. That has to be one of the worst minutes of every person's year.
Top 10
Do you disagree?
most awkward things. No, I hate that. You and I have talked about what I'm doing for my birthday. I'm going to Disneyland by myself. That's how much I hate having attention on my birthday. Like,
yeah. That's totally fair. Yeah, it's just like one of those things where it's like you just kind of sit there. I was trying to make it less awkward, and I'm just like, conducting the song and like trying to make them go faster because it always sounds like a death march sometimes.
And then like some people can't find the right like harmonies or the right notes.
Michael Scott, find a key.
Right. It's that, and I found walking across the stage to get your diploma at graduation day. 2 most awkward things ever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I went to a tiny high school, so it wasn't that big of a deal for me. I graduated with 117 people, 127 people.
I graduated with 34 people.
Oh, hey. That's still bigger than my college graduation class.
And most of them hated me.
Nice. Welcome into the Gridiron Geeks.
What a cold open.
Episode 5. Yes, it is. We are literally recording this at the end of my 32nd birthday. So, yes, thank you all. Thank everyone that reached out and wished me a happy birthday. I really appreciate it. I'm one of those people that's like, I don't need gifts from people on my birthday. I just want people to tell me happy birthday.
I'm the same exact
like,
way.
I'm like, you don't need to get me anything. You don't need to do anything special for me. Literally, just tell me happy birthday. Like it shows like you thought about me for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And you wanted to wish me best. Yeah.
It's the one day you're allowed to acknowledge me in my presence.
Literally. Yeah. Like, I don't know. So yeah, today is my birthday and we're recording this on my birthday. And one of the things that always happens around my birthday is the Super Bowl. Because my birthday is the first week of February every single year. I've had the Super Bowl on my birthday 3 times, I think.
That's cool.
One of them was Super Bowl 48 when the Broncos got their butts kicked by the Seattle Seahawks. We will not talk about that one.
Yeah.
I think that was on the 5th. Maybe it was on the 4th or the 6th. It was really close to the day. But so yeah, we're going to be talking about our Super Bowl predictions in this episode, obviously, as you could see by the title and thumbnail on this one. We're also going to talk a little bit about our team's off-season strategy. So my Broncos, Coda's Vikings, and then we'll invite you guys into the chat, into the comment section below to like let us know what you want your team to do. So comment your team and the moves that you want them to make this season. And then I have
a dare. If we can get somebody from every 32 NFL teams to comment,
we only need 30 others.
Right.
Because we cover. Yeah.
We cover the Broncos and the Vikings. So if we get the 30 other teams, I thought of something and then it left my brain. We'll figure it out, but it'll be a surprise.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, it'll be great.
And then when we flip over to the geek portion of the show, enter into the, I don't even want to know what we want to call it, the Geekiverse. Something. We're still workshopping a name for that one. We're going to be talking about our favorite comic book movie of all time. And spoiler alert, they are not the same movie. And then we're going to talk about some of the trailers that we can expect for the Super Bowl on Sunday, which is going to be really exciting. And I say that they're going to be on the Super Bowl or during the Super Bowl. They're going to leak and drop probably like the morning of. So
right, as always.
And everybody, no one, everywhere that I haven't. Every time I have a trailer that comes on during the Super Bowl that I really want to see, it doesn't matter because when I'm at whatever Super Bowl watch party I'm at, no one shuts up and lets me listen to what is happening on the TV. I hate it.
That's why I don't go to Super Bowl parties. I'm going to be so for real.
Fair. Speaking of Super Bowl parties, Super Bowl 60 this weekend.
Woo.
We've got the Seattle Seahawks, the New England Patriots, rematch of Super Bowl 49.
Yes.
Which ended in a very infamous Russell Wilson play. It wasn't Russell Wilson's fault. That was honestly on Pete Carroll. But it's a rematch of that game, and it's completely new faces. No one on either of these teams was there during that Super Bowl, which makes sense because it was 11 years ago.
Oh, don't say that.
It was a long time ago. We're getting old, Coda.
Long ago.
But we've got Drake May, who just finished second in the MVP voting. The NFL Honors Awards were tonight.
He got second?
Yeah, by one vote.
You know what? I'm a lot happier that Matthew Stafford won now.
Yeah,
shout out to Matthew Stafford for coming back, too.
Also, shout out, Matthew Stafford using his acceptance speech to announce that he is returning to play quarterback for another year for the LA Rams.
Good for him.
So, yeah, it's going to be a big game. It's the Super Bowl. It's the biggest game. We got the Super Bowl halftime show, all the drama and everything that's going on with everything around that. We've got Super Bowl commercials. We were just talking about Super Bowl parties. There's so much stuff that happens on Super Bowl Sunday. It is the coup de grace of the football season. The climax.
Before we get into it, I have to know, what is your favorite Super Bowl Sunday snack? Because I feel like everyone has that one snack that is like their absolute favorite, has to be at the Super Bowl party snack.
Good question. I don't have a specific one.
Interesting.
I do like a meatball.
Okay.
But last year, because Super Bowl was in New Orleans last year, I actually made a fat pot of jambalaya.
That's sick as hell.
It was delicious too. So that was like my Super Bowl treat last year. But I love chicken wings. Love a good meatball. Pigs in a blanket. Pizza rolls.
Yeah.
Chips and cheese dip. The Rotel,
Yeah.
Whatever. I can eat it all. I'm like that. That's the kind of whatever. My favorite Super Bowl snack is whatever is available to me at that
and
given
just
time.
consistently just like
Yeah. I'm making 6
trips.
trips.
Oh, for sure. I am a buffalo wing girly all the way. I love a good buffalo wing. We also do we call it big sandwich, which is just like essentially like a huge Italian sub, and we just like take slices of it. But for me, it's buffalo wings. I love buffalo wings. To me, there is nothing better than, and it doesn't have to be just the Super Bowl. There's nothing better to me, and Buffalo Wild Wings should sponsor me, honestly. But there's nothing better than football and buffalo wings to me. Wingstop, hit us up.
I've got the green thing right here too.
I do have a controversial take. I am a ranch instead of a blue cheese person, but I am allergic to blue cheese, so that's why.
Oh, that's not controversial. I think the majority of people actually prefer ranch with their wings.
Interesting.
Especially Wingstop's ranch, because it's the best ranch. It is the best ranch. I'm going to kick this off by really just like spoiler alert. The best thing about this Super Bowl is going to be everything that is not the football game. This is going to look so much like last year's Super Bowl. It's not even funny.
Yeah, you and I talked about that last episode too. On the football side of things, for me, it's just that Sam Darnold is playing. I think that is the most exciting football thing for me. And the fact that both the coaches' names are Mike.
And Mike.
But to me, it's just Sam Darnold and his story. That is the most exciting football thing for me. Otherwise,
For sure. Jackson Smith-Njigba just won Offensive Player of the Year too, so he'll be excited. He'll be excited to go out and play. Shout out to my Ohio State Buckeyes. Let's go. So that'll be fun. I think I was actually talking to who was I talking to the other day about this? I was saying that it feels like a Kenneth Walker game.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a game that it's not going to be. I don't think. Well, I think the quarterbacks are going to play fine. I think Drake May is going to have a lot more struggles than I think people think he's going to have, just because of the way that the Seahawks defense can confuse quarterbacks. Like theirs is a scheme thing. They like the Patriots offense didn't have the best production against the Texans and the Broncos defenses, which are just, we're better than you and we know it. We're going to line up and play best on best, and we're just going to make life really difficult on your offense. The Seahawks aren't necessarily that personnel wise. They do have really great personnel. That's not what I'm not saying that they don't have good personnel. What I'm saying about the Seahawks defense is that Mike McDonald and the way that he calls that defense, and the disguises and the different ways, the different looks that they're able to give the opposing quarterback, is honestly what I think is going to be what does it for the Seahawks in this game. Like I think like if the Seahawks score 17, it's ball game. Like I don't think that the Patriots are going to score 17. I actually don't know if the Patriots are going to score 2 touchdowns in this football game.
I think this is kind of going off of that. There is nobody that can disguise a defense better than Mike McDaniel and Brian Flores.
Yeah.
I think that this game is truly going to remind people why Drake May is still young and why he isn't necessarily the guy that a lot of people think he is. And I know that you and I are a little bit biased on this, but I just like congratulations to Drake May, first of all. Your second year, you're in the Super Bowl. Like that's huge.
Second, second in MVP voting, going to the Super Bowl. You won the AFC Championship game. You put up over 4,000 yards. So many touchdowns. Like you had a great year. We're not taking any of that away from you.
You are, however, still young. This is
and he has not looked good in the postseason. He's taken 15 sacks.
Carried him.
Yes, like we talked about this in the last episode. Like the Patriots have been able to win in spite of Drake May's performance in the postseason.
Yeah,
like it's been so noticeably bad that it's like it has me concerned for the Patriots regular season next year because they're not playing a last place schedule.
No,
they're playing a first place schedule next season. Which, say what you want. I mean, take schedule strength, all that kind of stuff. You can kind of throw it out the window. This is the NFL. The lifespan of an NFL roster, the turnover can happen in an instant. A fourth place team can actually be as good as a first place team the next season. So that kind of stuff isn't really that important. But I do think that is going to play into it a little bit next season, unless we see something out of unless there's something that happens in this game for me to believe in Drake May next season. I think
Drake May,
that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Right. Drake May for me is what people say about Brock Purdy. I think that Brock Purdy is a much better quarterback than Drake May. I do not think that he's a system quarterback. I genuinely think that if you put Drake May in a team that is set up offensively well, he's going to do fine. Whereas Brock Purdy, I think he can make plays happen regardless on where he is. And we have seen that in the 49ers this year. I genuinely think we will see next year because they are going to play a first place schedule. I'm not a huge fan of strength of schedule until it comes into playoff bracketing. That is the only time I am interested in playoff schedules, especially like with last year when we had the Eagles, the Lions, and the Vikings all battling it out for the number 1 seed because of strength of schedule.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think that we will see a CJ Stroud fall off in his third year. I think what CJ Stroud's second year was, which we all know wasn't the best. He kind of had a sophomore slump. I think we'll see that from Drake May next year. I think he's going to learn what it means to actually struggle against a team or against really good teams. And I think it's gonna be a little humbling for the Patriots and for their fan base.
Yeah, no, I think that is very true. And we're literally just basing this on, like, if we were having this conversation right after the regular season ended, we would have no concerns at all about Drake May and what he's capable of doing. Now that we've sat here and watched him play against 3 playoff defenses, but in back-to-back weeks, and he's taken 15 sacks and he's turned the ball over like 7 times?
Yeah, that sounds right.
6 times, six or 7 times.
Oh no!
Had to get that in there. Had to get that in there. That's why I have concerns about Drake May in the Super Bowl and then moving forward, because it just hasn't looked the same at all. Like, people, they want to talk about the way that the AFC Championship game went, and whatever you want to say about game plan, whatever you want to say about what they were intending to do. He had 46 yards passing at halftime, and the snow hadn't even started yet.
Yeah.
And they had the ball for a lot of that time, just because by nature of the fact that the Broncos offense could not really get anything going. They had the backup quarterback in, and they couldn't get the run game going, so they were punting a lot. So yeah, it's just, it's one of those things. And then I say that, and then you add the variable in of the Seahawks defense is very, very good.
It's
Probably one of the five
disgusting.
best defenses in the NFL. I mean, they're in that conversation with the Texans, with the Broncos, for that best defense in the entire NFL. And I don't know that it's going to turn out well for them unless they can get a huge pull or a huge push out of Ramondre Stevenson at running back and Travion Henderson. That's really the only way that I see the Patriots offense really getting anything going. And I don't see that really happening because I think the Seahawks are going to be able to take care of the run game as well.
And I mean, in a conversation, if we're purely looking at Sam Darnold versus Drake May, had you had told me that this would be the matchup at the beginning of the season, I genuinely still would have taken Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
We've seen
I
what
would have
he
said,
can
"Are you
do.
smoking crack?"
Like, are you
That's what I would have
serious?
said.
My favorite thing too is that the conspiracy theorists are still trying to find a way to validate that this was always going to happen. It's like, just give it up at this point, guys.
What is it?
Just
The
give
logo
it.
colors?
Yeah, just give
Yeah.
it up at this point, guys. But like, I,
Yeah.
I know that there's a lot of conversation right now around Sam Darnold in regards to him being in Seattle and not Minnesota. And Aaron Jones did not recently really help that out with an interview that he had today. But I think even though Sam Darnold does have a tendency to see ghosts, if I'm not a betting person for a variety of reasons, but if I were, gun to my head, put down $5 on one of these quarterbacks, I'd put my $5 on Sam Darnold. He has shown this year that he really has grown. He has really taken time to learn his progression. He stops panicking when there is a fraction of pressure in the pocket. And I think having been with a coach like Kevin O'Connell, who can really sort of like
QB
get
whisperer.
into this, yeah,
Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold is about to become the franchise quarterback for the Seahawks, as much as it saddens me to
Yeah.
say.
I mean, he's incredibly young. I can absolutely
Oh
see that.
yeah,
If he leads
I
them to winning a Super Bowl, they'll write a blank
he's
check and be like, "What do you want?"
right. You want a house? You want to buy the entirety of Seattle? Like, you're good. We got you. I
It's a
think
lot
he
of
will have.
Starbuckses.
He can have the entire Pike's Place experimental roastery. Um, I think he'll have 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
That's like he'll have like 132 passer rating.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I really could. And like I said, I think it's not it's not just the fact that I think that the Seahawks defense is better than the Patriots offense. It's also the fact that the Seahawks offense is the best offense in the NFL this season.
Oh, for sure. It was
Right?
electric.
It was them and the Rams.
The connection between, you can tell that Sam walked in there and went, "Hey guys, let's work together." And everyone was like, "All right, let's do that." Like, you can tell just how much, and I had said this too in an episode where we talked about it. I think the Seahawks wanted the Super Bowl more than the Rams did. And you can tell just
Yeah.
based on field chemistry. The way that he connects to Cooper Kupp, the way that their run game is set up, the offensive line genuinely cares about who is standing behind them, and you can tell.
Yeah, meanwhile, I don't know what the Patriots offensive line is doing.
They're taking bets.
Yeah, it's just and I've kind of felt this way probably about since week 13-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around kind of that mid late portion of the season. I told myself, I was like, the NFC is just head and shoulders above the AFC this season.
I think it will be for a while.
Usually I don't think that about like NFL conferences because like each conference usually has their juggernauts, just because that's just the nature of the NFL. But this year, like, even speaking as a Broncos fan, like even if Bo Nix hadn't gotten hurt, even if J.K. Dobbins hadn't gotten hurt, even if the Broncos had their entire receiving core not out or they're missing 2 guys in that game in the AFC Championship, even if none of them had gotten hurt, the Broncos went on to win the AFC Championship and went to the Super Bowl. I would probably be picking the Seahawks to win this one by multiple scores again. And last I checked, I think I saw the Seahawks are a 4.5 point favorite. I'm pulling it up now just to confirm.
That feels right. I think you and I have said, and you said it this episode, I think we said it last episode. it's gonna be last year's Super Bowl, but instead of like it being, you know, tush push and AJ Brown, it's just gonna be that run game. I think that
Yeah.
run game is absolutely going to make the Patriots. I listen. I wouldn't be surprised if there are rumors about the defensive coordinator for the. I'm not saying that they would fire the Patriots defensive coordinator, but after the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be surprised if rumors started about him being fired. That's how bad it's going to be.
Yeah. It opened up as a 3.5 point favorite. The Seahawks opened up as a 3.5 point favorite on a neutral site, which basically would
Right.
mean close to a 6.5 point favorite on as a home field team,
Mm-hmm.
and they would be a point half point favorite if it was in New England. But it has since gone up to 4.5 in favor of the Seattle Seahawks on a neutral site. That would be 7.5 points if it were in Seattle, and it would be still Seattle favored by 1.5 points if the game was in New England. So, I mean, even
That's
Vegas
crazy.
is looking at this and thinking, I don't think the Patriots are going to win this football game, and I tend to agree with them. So, like, if I had to put a prediction, like a score prediction on this game, I'm probably going to take Seattle's going to win this one 34-13.
Ooh. Yeah, I really don't want to argue, and I bet you only one of those touchdowns comes from the offense. I think the other one comes from maybe a fumble or something. I
Yeah,
don't like I said, I don't think Sam Darnold is going to have an interception. I think it'll be a fumble from a wide receiver or a punt return.
Rashid Shaheed, shout out.
Yeah, but I mean, just looking at like some of the season leaders too for the Patriots, two of them are still listed as questionable. Their sack leader and their tackle leader are both currently listed as questionable. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know the
think
degrees.
I think Spillane played a little bit in the AFC Championship game and then re-aggravated his
Yeah,
um whatever
as
his
of
injury is.
5 hours ago, which today they practiced. 5 hours ago, he was a limited participant in Thursday's practice.
Yep.
Also, just like super side note, the fact that nobody is willing to practice where the 49ers practice is absolutely
Yeah, aren't
hysterical
they?
to
They're
me.
practicing at where are they practicing at? One of the teams is practicing at San Jose State, and the other
Yeah.
team is practicing at who is the other two? Sacramento State.
I think so, which is like I think we talked about it very briefly. I don't give validity to a lot of like NFL
It is
conspiracy
funny
theories
though that they're just like just in case.
just to be safe.
Let's
I do also
go away.
let's go somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else. It's funny to me because the difference between their tackle leaders is disgusting. The Seahawks tackle leader, which is Jones, is 126 versus Spillane's 97.
Yeah, that is
Ew.
wild. I mean, just up and down the board outside of QB play, which I mean, Sam Darnold. I mean, they threw about the same amount of passes. Drake May threw for a little over 300 yards more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like I don't see I just don't see it happening. I don't think it's in the cards for the New England Patriots to win this game. So that's my prediction. 34-13 Seahawks win another Super Bowl, which would make sense. Apparently the last two times that a new pope has been elected at the Vatican, the Seahawks won that following Super
That's
Bowl.
right.
And that also literally just happened this year. And you thought because he was a Bears fan that the Bears would maybe get a chance to go. But
No.
as history tells us, when a new pope is elected, the
It's the
Seahawks win the
Seahawks.
Super Bowl.
Stats like that I will believe.
That matters.
I
It really
love
does.
those stats. There's like one about the Lions that is my absolute favorite thing ever, and it did land me a win in Pick'em, which by the way, I've officially won the Pick'em League for my family. First time ever with the most amount of correct picks ever in a season, mind you. But there is a stat for the Detroit Lions that apparently when the moon is in a very specific
Oh
phase
my God.
on Thanksgiving, they have a losing streak. And to me, that is the funniest thing ever. And it's correct. It's like a correct stat.
Hey, it's
I love
amazing
that.
what La Luna has the power that she has on the outcomes of football games. But yeah, so moving on, Super Bowl is going to be over after this Sunday. We're moving into the off season. You know, we've been talking. I feel like we've been talking ad nauseum over the last like first 4 episodes of this show about head coaches being fired, head coaches being hired. We're finally moving off of that, and we can actually talk about the Jimmies and Joes on the field.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if one team's Jimmies are better than another team's Joes, that team is probably going to win, regardless of who their head coach is. That's just how sports works. And so we actually wanted to kind of chat a little bit about what we are hoping from our teams in this offseason. We don't have to, we'll spend some time in the offseason actually getting more in depth into this conversation. But just kind of high level, like what are some things that you would like, not necessarily players, but like positions, pieces that you would like to see Minnesota add this offseason?
I mean, we all know specifically
Quarterback.
who
Right?
I would like for us to pick up at quarterback. If the rumors are true, we know. We know who. I have to fix my camera.
Iced out of his mind.
I need Kirk O'Chains back in my life, dog. I need him back. Listen. I love JJ McCarthy.
I do not.
No, you don't. This is not about you.
Go Bucks.
I think JJ McCarthy has the ability to be a really good quarterback. And I think Justin Jefferson said it back. He has flashes of greatness. We've seen it. We know that he has it. I know you disagree with me because you hate him, but like
no, I know the flashes you're talking about.
Yeah. He's had flashes of greatness. I just, with everything that has come out because Kwesi was fired last week, I think Kevin O'Connell was correct in wanting to retain a veteran quarterback like Sam Darnold. I don't know if Daniel Jones would have been my pick, but like Sam Darnold, like Kirk Cousins, to essentially Aaron Rodgers, JJ McCarthy. I think JJ McCarthy needed to be the Aaron Rodgers to someone's Brett Favre. That is what I think needed to happen. And I think a
little bit of a mentor-mentee type thing.
Yeah, and I think the best person for him, and I know Vikings fan base is going to have a field day with me saying this, is Kirk Cousins. They are both very emotional, mental guys. They both deal a lot with mentality. They both do a lot off the field, not just for their families, but for football to be mentally there on Sunday. And I genuinely think that if anybody is going to whip JJ McCarthy into shape, it would be a combination of Kirk Cousins and Kevin O'Connell. I genuinely do. Otherwise, outside of the quarterback position, the offensive line continues to be a problem. We did not have any of our starters take a single snap together, and that is a huge problem. I'm sorry, we need to let go of some of the guys. One of them had a concussion multiple times this season. That's not okay. That's not normal. If the Vikings are going to continue to claim to be as locker room community forward, as like huge of a mental health team as they claim to be, they need to, for the best of that player, and I'm keeping it vague for a very specific reason, they need to let him go. It is in his best interest and safety that the Minnesota Vikings go, thank you for your service. It's not safe for you to play. Now, that man is a grown adult, so if he decides to keep playing, that's on him. But I, in good conscience, do not think that it is a safe and viable option for the Vikings to keep him on. But offensive line needs to be looked at. The Vikings community hates when I say this. Yeah, we had a really good defense. We were a top 5 defense in the last half of the season. We need a secondary. We don't have a secondary. We are relying too heavily on our defensive line. Yep. They're great. Brian Flores is a genius. Our secondary suffered heavily this season, and it was because Joshua Metellus was injured. It can't just be on Joshua Metellus. It can't just be on Harrison Smith, who's probably retiring. We need more safeties. We need more cornerbacks. So for me, for the Minnesota Vikings, it's quarterback position, go get Kirk Cousins. It's the offensive line, and it's the secondary. And now, if you listen, normally I am a huge fan of people commenting because, you know, like we love to hear your guys' thoughts and
Yeah,
it gives us more.
boosting the algorithm.
If a single one of you tells me that you think we should trade for Joe Burrow because of JJ McCarthy's injuries, I'm going to lose it. You are essentially trading away all of our draft capital and our wide receiver too for one quarterback who is injury prone, for a quarterback who I do not believe has consistently played an NFL season. Don't make me mad.
No, I don't think JJ McCarthy has played a full NFL season, and he's going to his
I'm
third
talking
season.
about Joe Burrow, and you know that.
Well, Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl.
He went to the Super Bowl.
There
but
is a stark difference between Joe Burrow and JJ McCarthy. But I do get what you're saying about the injuries
Right.
piece and
Like,
trading away the draft capital to get there.
not
Also,
worth it.
speaking as someone who went like 3 seasons without a first round draft pick, it is not worth it.
Not worth it.
I promise
It's not
you.
worth it. Just put JJ McCarthy on the bench. I'm telling you right now, if you watched the second season of quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins multiple times was like, I was blindsided by what Minnesota did. I would go back. He would go back. I know this. I don't know. I feel it in my heart of hearts. Kirk Cousins would
Feel
come
it in
back.
their bones.
I feel it. It's my connection with Kirk O'Chains.
Listen, that'd be crazy. I think that the Coles up there in Minnesota would be very happy if he were to come back. Better start logging in their Coles cash. Yeah, those moves make sense. I have not had any confidence in the Vikings since they took JJ McCarthy, because as the rabid Ohio State Buckeyes fan that I am, I have such a deep hatred for the team up north that I watch every single one of their games. So I probably watched almost every single JJ McCarthy snap of his college career if they were not playing at the same time as Ohio State. And I just never saw it in him. I never did. And a part of it was just because their run game was so good that they didn't have to throw the football. But when they needed to throw the football, it didn't always turn out the best.
And, you know, maybe that's why they went for JJ McCarthy, is because Kevin O'Connell saw the potential to mold him into the quarterback that he needed to be. We have, even at Michigan, we saw flashes of greatness. What originally sold me on JJ McCarthy isn't actually a play from any of his games. It was at the Combine. He was in
the Underwear Olympics.
He was in the lobby of the hotel that they were staying at, throwing the ball with his running back, and he threw it to his running back across an open ledge on a loft into a narrow hallway and was accurate. And now I know that it's like, you don't have defenders in your face. There's a lot. But to me, there was something like, there were so many walls and obstacles in his way that he could have thrown and hit it at, but he landed the mark. And to me, that is what sold me.
Yeah, you should, because if you're a starting NFL quarterback, you're one of the 32 best people on the planet to be able to throw a football.
Right. Hypothetically, of course.
It's kind of the same thing of like, have you ever gone to like an NBA basketball game?
I have.
Or like a high level Division I basketball game?
Well, I've been to Timberwolves games before they were
okay.
Good.
So you've watched. I mean, even before the team is good, like watching their shoot around before the game.
Yeah.
These dudes don't miss.
Right.
And it's because they're professionals. And so like being able to see something like that, that kind of makes me giggle a little bit, because I'm just like, he threw a football in the hotel. He should have got kicked out for that. Why are we doing that kind of thing? No, but that's funny. That's funny. And there's, a little bit of friendly jousting, right, too, because our quarterbacks are from the same draft class. And that's why we have some of the thoughts that we have about Drake May. He's also from the same draft class. I'm not going to say who leads that draft class in yards and touchdown passes and wins, but we'll leave that one out for everybody else to find that in the comment section.
And yet, both of our quarterbacks are currently dealt with injuries.
Yeah, I know, but his surgery was successful, so that's a plus. Yeah. So as far as the Broncos are concerned, like I love J.K. Dobbins.
Oh,
I've always loved J.K. Dobbins. I've watched him
but
play since he was 18 years old
but
at the Ohio State University.
the Ohio State University.
He hasn't played a full season in 4 years.
Damn.
And I know he finished the season in like the top 7 or top 8 rushing
Yeah.
yards totals. His last game was week 10.
Was it really?
He almost hit 800 yards in 10 weeks.
Oh my god.
So
Which is insane, but
which is incredibly insane. So when the Broncos lost him, it was a huge like hit on the run game, because then we had to turn to our rookie running back and our UDFA guy who is in his 3rd season, Jaleel McLaughlin. Shout out the Davidson running back. But I think that they need to make an upgrade in the running back room, and it needs to be an every down back that can handle getting beat up between the tackles, but is not going to get hurt. And I know that J.K. Dobbins' injury was like kind of a freak thing. It's called the Liz Frank, I think, injury. I think Bucky Irving had it as well. It's like a midfoot thing. It's weird, really weird. But he had it surgically repaired. He almost made it back for the AFC Championship game. Unfortunately wasn't able to go in the AFC Championship game.
Oh.
So yeah, I think the Broncos have a chance to upgrade at running back. I think there are some great options for them out there. Again, we're not going to get into those options. We'll spend some more in-depth time later this offseason kind of talking about some of that. But as far as that, I think the Broncos need to upgrade at wide receiver, running back. I think they need to find a true wide receiver 1. I don't think that is out there this season, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We were talking about it.
Talked about that. Yeah.
We were talking about it before we started recording. Like, shout out to my people in Broncos country that are YouTubers and create content and cover the team and stuff. Alec Pierce is not going to improve this wide receiver room at all.
I want to point out, it's really funny because, again, like you said, shout out to the Broncos YouTubers, shout out to the Vikings YouTubers. Like, if it wasn't for you guys, would not be doing this podcast right now. We don't need like the fact that both you and I have these insane fans.
Yeah, it's like, what are we talking about? What are we doing here?
Let's find something else to
pump
spend
the
our
brakes.
time on.
Yeah, pump the brakes. What are we doing? Yeah, so there's some chances for the Broncos to make some splashes on the offensive side of the ball. And as far as defense, they've got some linebacking decisions that they have to make. Alex Singleton, he's led the team in tackles since he's been our linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to him. Testicular cancer survivor, found out mid-season.
Oh my God. Congrats
had surgery.
to him, yeah.
Found out on a Sunday his testosterone count was up, but he knew he was clean. And so they found through a random drug test from the NFL, they were able to find that he had testicular cancer. Played in the Thursday night game against the Raiders with testicular cancer. Had surgery Friday. Didn't tell anybody until he came back to the facilities that weekend. Shout out to Alex Singleton. That is incredible. Incredible stuff.
It's interesting too, like totally off topic. Huge shout out to like him and Randy Moss this season.
Yeah.
Both of those guys freaking went through it with cancer and yet returned and still like just
Randy Moss.
went on. So really quick story about Randy Moss because I brought him up. My birthday's March 4th, so it's about less than a month away. And
literally.
I know. It's just crazy.
And there's only 28 days in the month of February, so.
Oh my God, don't tell me that.
So it's even shorter.
Turning 28. But I was born on March 4th. Draft happened a couple weeks later. Minnesota Vikings drafted Randy Moss. My dad considered me the good luck charm that drafted Randy Moss to the Minnesota Vikings. And so the very first jersey that I ever owned as a human being was in fact a Randy Moss jersey. And we called him my guy. So growing up, anytime Randy Moss did anything, it was like I felt very personally connected to Randy Moss because of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, cancer sucks just in general. For those of you who know my story, like my wife lost her mother to cancer in October, so it's like very very real for the people on this podcast. But
Yeah.
yeah, as far as linebackers are concerned, like the Broncos have some serious conversations that they need to have. I think Dre Greenlaw stays. I think Alex Singleton walks. I think Justin Sternad might walk. These are names that people don't really know. But
Is Alexander, is he like set to free agent, or do you think you're going to
yeah,
trade for him?
no,
Oh, okay.
I think he is going to walk in free agency because I think that we can find better.
Do you think the Broncos are willing to trade anybody for better, especially for a wide receiver one position?
Maybe. I don't. I again. I just don't know like what the plan would be, like what that kind of stuff would even look like.
Hmm.
I just know that they need to make an improvement at wide receiver and an improvement at linebacker. Those two
Yeah,
positions alone would
I think you
change
can pick up.
this team altogether. You know,
I agree.
and the good thing for the Broncos is they're finally out from underneath of that Russell Wilson contract.
Which shout out, so happy for you guys on that.
We
Genuinely,
freaking made it. We're ahead of schedule. Honestly, like we were still $35 million in dead cap that we owed to Russell Wilson. I don't think it was 35. It was just north of 32 million, I think, that we owed Russell Wilson this season. So that's $32 million that we couldn't spend on our own roster.
which is
So
insane.
imagine what $32 million could buy for your team in a single season. You know, so we have that. The salary cap is going up by another like 9%, 13%, some crazy number. Another massive jump. So there's even more money to play with. So I think the Broncos are going to be able to make some moves this season, this offseason, and they're going to be able to bring in some guys. I just want them to surround Bo Nix with as many guys as possible.
Yeah,
Like I think Bo Nix is fantastic, and the fact that Bo Nix was able to carry that team that showed up in the AFC Championship to the AFC Championship is a special feat, especially when Jarrett Stidham went out there with the exact same offensive line, exact same running back room, exact same wide receivers, and wasn't able to do anything with that. So,
yeah. I think as long as they get him a wide receiver one and try their best to retain everybody, I think they'll be good. And kind of going back on what you said, like cancer hits hard for the people of this kind of, podcast. My mom actually recently had cervical cancer, um, and she's fine now. Everything's good, but like this is just a reminder: don't skip doctor's
yeah,
appointments.
go to your
Make sure
doctor's appointments,
yeah,
get your blood tests all the time. You know,
it sucks,
I do
but it
mine
takes
every
a second.
twice a year. Yeah,
Yeah,
if they find
it's
something, it's so important.
it's better to get ahead of it than to be behind it. So
1000%. Um, Speaking of being ahead of it,
I love your segues. They're my
this actually
favorite
isn't a
part of
very
the
good
show.
segue. We're talking about our favorite comic book movies of all time. So this could be like I think you guys have heard us talk about our favorite superheroes. We haven't really talked about our favorite comic book characters,
Right.
but we have talked about our favorite superheroes, and our favorite superheroes do have movies.
Before we get there, I believe YouTube allows you to comment at the specific
Yeah,
timestamp.
yeah.
So I would actually really love if you guys could give us your guesses as to what you think our favorite superheroes are going to favorite superhero movies are going to be before we say it, because I want to see what you guys think for us, genuinely.
Yes. Yes. Do you want to go first?
I would love to go first. I don't think, like you said, I don't think mine is going to be a surprise.
Let me
It is,
guess. Deadpool.
no. Not even
Deadpool.
close. Which the Deadpool movie's fantastic. I actually
That
think
first one was so good.
I think the third one is my favorite, and it is purely because of
Also
the Chris
fantastic.
Evans cameo.
Flame
because
on.
I
Yeah.
grew up as him as Human Torch.
Yeah.
It's I want to say that Fantastic Four is very close. It's a very
Which
close
one?
second. The newest one.
Okay. Yeah, it was good.
It was very good. Finally seeing Invisible Woman truly to her potential was fantastic. But my all-time favorite superhero movie is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Bang. That's the second one, right?
That is the second one. It's my favorite superhero movie because I think it is the best the closest Marvel has gotten to taking a a comic book run and adjusting it for film while still staying true to the source material. So Captain America the Winter Soldier it's not based off of a comic of the same name. I have it somewhere. I don't know where. But I have it right here. But in this
It's Captain America 2 to Cap to Bucky.
It is done by Andy Brobacher. It's one of my favorite comics, which is why I have the thick version. And it is the comic
Thick
book
boy.
in which the phrase "nobody is truly dead unless it is Uncle Ben or Bucky Barnes" stopped existing. Bucky Barnes comes back as the Winter Soldier for the very first time in that comic run. And to me, Captain America the Winter Soldier, first of all, is the truest comic book adaptation we will ever get because of the way that it references the source material in which it was inspired by. Second of all, because it almost returns back to the root of comic books being inspired by true events and being social commentary. Captain America the Winter Soldier really, I think, came out at the appropriate time in reminding people what it truly means to be a good person and a true American. And I think it also just the way that they showcase how much Bucky meant to Steve Rogers and having Natasha be that foil to him in the sense of Steve wants to see the good in everybody. He wants to believe that everybody is telling the truth. He wants to believe that everybody is inherently good, while you have Natasha who's like, I've never told a single truth in my entire life.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, shout out to the Black Widow movie kind of to help kind of give us some.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think Captain America the Winter Soldier is the best movie that we have gotten that not only shows us the true meaning of Captain America and what Captain America symbolizes, but also showed us the best version of modern day Steve Rogers, purely because a lot of the fandom likes to think that Steve Rogers is not technologically aware. But there is a line in the movie when they first meet Armin Zola where Natasha Romanoff references war games, where she goes, "Shall we play a game?" And she goes to to explain to Steve, and Steve's like, "Yeah, I saw the movie. Like, I get it." Which also actually references another comic strip where Steve is actively making fun of Tony, who makes fun of him for not knowing technology. Like, Steve is a very intelligent guy, and I think this movie really showcases that. And I mean, you can't love Anthony Mackie as you can't not love Anthony Mackie as just Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
He was such a great casting. And I think showcasing really early on how Sam was meant to take on the shield after Steve in that film. It's just all around a very good comic book adaptation. You can tell that it cared about the source material, and the way that they wrote the characters was just, and I mean, shout out to, Robbie. Love me some Robbie. Shout out to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Like, love me some Robbie.
Yeah.
Robert Redford, I love you.
No. Great pick. Great pick. I think I give Captain America a hard time. I think it's easy to just be like he's boring. But people say that about my favorite superhero all the time. People say Superman's boring. Like, what do you mean? This guy can fly around the earth so fast he turns time backwards. What are you talking about? That's awesome.
And the fact that he's like the softest guy ever. He saved a squirrel.
Yeah. Literally.
Like, who does that?
Literally. Yeah, it's a good pick. I probably couldn't tell you my favorite comic book movie without like putting some serious thought into it. But I will say DC has put out some bangers in the last 2 years. The last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I think I believe that the Batman
Interesting.
with Robert Pattinson is probably, and this will change in a year from now probably, but as of right now, like Robert Pattinson, the Batman, that movie is easily my favorite comic book movie right now, just because of it's so fantastic. Like it
Mm-hmm.
is very much young Batman. It's very much um he's good lord, would you shut it? My cat is
I know,
screaming at
I
the
heard
door.
your
It's
cat behind
insane.
you.
Um
Meanwhile, my
it's
dog is snoring right there.
yeah. That movie, it's very much young Bruce Wayne doesn't know how to be Bruce Wayne and is so focused on trying to be the Batman at the moment that he forgets that he also needs to be Bruce Wayne. Really dives into the world's greatest detective aspect of Batman
Hmm.
instead of just beating up someone and asking where are they. He actually goes and does the work to find it and shows that he is the world's
Oh my
greatest
god.
detective. I mean,
Shade.
I'm not trying to, make um,
No,
the
it's
Dark
fair.
Knight trilogy catch strays here.
But
Um, but I don't think that as standalone movies, if those movies existed without there being any other Batman material for me to know about,
right.
I would enjoy the Dark Knight series.
Yeah.
But because I know so much about Batman and I know so much about what that story means and what Batman is supposed to be and what he's supposed to look like and who the Joker is and what the Joker is supposed to be and Bane is not some super genius that can do what Bane does in The Dark
Right.
Knight Rises. Um, I didn't like those movies as comic book movies. They're great movies in their own right, but when I'm thinking about Batman movies, like The Batman is the Batman movie in my brain, and it's easily probably my favorite comic book movie at this current moment. Um, I think is Zoe Kravitz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's a
As oh yes.
fantastic Catwoman. Um, really good chemistry between her and Robert Pattinson, kind of to give us that Selena Kyle Bruce Wayne fling. I think the only other time that I've seen a really good chemistry between two actors playing Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle was in the Gotham series on
Yeah.
that TV series. I don't remember the girl
Was
that
it a
played.
CW?
Yeah, I think it was the CW. Shout out to the CW. I don't remember the girl's name that played Selena Kyle, but her and David starts with an A. I can't think of his name. The kid that plays Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
They're like it's very young. If you haven't watched Gotham, it's such an interesting telling of like the story of Gotham and all that kind of stuff. But I thought they worked really well together as Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne. But yeah, I think the Batman is easily my favorite comic book movie right now. I think if I had to give a second and a third place, my second place would be Deadpool, the first Deadpool movie.
Hell yeah.
Um, I love it so much.
Yeah.
It is so funny. Deadpool is my second favorite comic book character of all time.
Okay.
That movie was just fantastically done. It was so perfect. All the fourth wall breaks. The way that it opened, that opening fight sequence is just
Yeah.
fantastic. And then my third favorite comic book movie is Batman v Superman:
Interesting.
Dawn of
So
Justice.
I know I talked about my second being the newest Fantastic Four. My third favorite, and it is not like first, second, third. It's first, second, third.
They're all close.
I would say that the first and second have a lot more leeway than second and third do. Like it's neck and neck for second and third. Is Superman the one that came
It
out this
was
year?
it was very good. It was the Superman
So
movie that
good.
came out this year was the first like Superman story that actually made me want to jump through the screen and beat the ever living dog piss out of Lex
Out of Lex
Luthor.
Luthor. It's
Like he actually made me hate his
right,
guts.
which is what you want to do with Lex Luthor.
It's never been done.
No, because there's always like the teeny little bit of humanity. It's like, no, he's not supposed to have
He
humanity.
is
That's the point.
he's supposed to be irredeemable.
It's corporations versus humanity. That's what it's always been with Lex and Superman. For me, it's and why I think the Batman, and I love that you say the Batman. It's like,
You
I'm
have to
finally
say
in
it.
like proper company. The reason I think the Batman and Superman and the more recent Marvel movies, like the Batman and Superman, is better than the more recent Marvel movies, is because how much you can tell the directors were inspired by the source material. Both of those movies genuinely felt like I was reading a comic book run.
Yeah. And I also think that they know that their viewers are intelligent.
Yeah,
That
they
they know that
actually
their
treat us
viewers know the
smartly.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
We
they didn't need to retell their origins, which is what the first movie always is.
Right.
In every single retelling of whatever story. How many times have we talked about this last episode? How many times have we seen Uncle Ben die?
Have we seen the Fantastic, which is why I also Fantastic Four is second. How many times have we seen them go up to space and get their powers? I exclude Fantastic Four from that sentence, I want to say, because Fantastic Four to me does not feel like a traditional Marvel film. It really didn't. Fantastic Four, and I love the Thunderbolts. I do want the note. I love the Thunderbolts, but
that was a really good one.
It was really good.
That's probably my favorite Marvel IP that's come out, or Marvel movie that's come out in the last couple of years.
That's fair.
The Thunderbolts.
As a
the New Avengers, whatever the title they settled on.
As a comic book fan, it strays a lot from the original Thunderbolts and even the Thunderbolts currently. And the reason I refuse to call them the New Avengers is because I do not feel that the MCU is ready to introduce a team like the New Avengers. But that goes into a whole like rabbit hole that we don't have time for. But to me, it's just make comic book like. These comic book companies have been around since the 1930s. They are household names. The Fantastic Four.
They're as old as fascism itself.
Which is interesting when you consider what they fight.
They beat up fascists.
So to me, it's like we don't need to see any more origin stories. We've been here before. We know
it.
With Captain America and Iron Man and Thor, makes more sense. They're not as household names. But to me, Fantastic Four, the Batman, and Superman treat their audience intelligently. And they also go back to their roots of what inspired these films to even start originally. Like the fact that they have a tribute to Joe Simon and Jack Kirby in the Fantastic Four movie, I started crying. Because they haven't acknowledged Joe Simon or Jack Kirby in any Marvel film. They only talk about Stan Lee. They don't talk about the original creators. And the fact that they named the universe that this Fantastic Four is from based off of Joe Simon really tells that the people who made that specific film love comic books.
Yeah.
And it also shows in the actors who they were hired. I mean, when you think about David Corenswet, that man can quote multiple Star Wars movies from memories. I have never met another person in their life other than myself who could do that. Vanessa Kirby went deep diving into Sue Storm.
Yeah.
Like knows things that not even I, one of the biggest Sue Storm fans, know.
Yeah, imagine getting paid just to research the character you're about to play.
Marvel, hit me up. I'm already there.
It'd be so cool.
I'm really hopeful that that DC kind of is doing what Marvel Rivals is doing to Overwatch right now, which is DC reminding Marvel why they got into the game in the first place, which is to adapt these comic books into movies while also honoring the original content.
Yeah, and when we get Supergirl this summer, it's going to be even more confirmation of that, because that is going to be not shot for shot Woman of Tomorrow, but it's going to be so it's going to be so good and so true to that source material. It's going to be incredible. I think whenever we finally get The Brave and the Bold from James Gunn in the DC, it's going to be fantastic. I think that the Green Lanterns that's coming out this spring is going to be fantastic, because everything that James Gunn's version of the DCU has put out has been unbelievably good. Peacemaker has been unbelievably good. The Suicide Squad was unbelievably
Very good.
Superman, unbelievably good. Creature Commandos, unbelievably good. Everything that they have gotten out from this newly founded DCU, which has really only existed for 4 years,
right,
has been fantastic. And so I think it's going to be awesome when that comes out this summer. Speaking of stuff coming out this summer, that was actually a really good segue.
That was a very good segue.
There are trailers that we are going to be needing to expect during the Super Bowl. So rounding out this show about very much so. Rounding out this show that is about the NFL and geek stuff, We're talking about the geek stuff trailers that will be taking place during the
During
NFL
the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
This is the most Gridiron Geeks topic possible. I'm going to need to cut this to make it as short. This is the most Gridiron Geeks topic possible. There are so many.
To quote Parks and Recs, it's the best time of the year.
Bang, treat yourself. There are several trailers that have been confirmed to be premiering a full trailer during the Super Bowl. And there are really 5 that have really come to mind that really are the subject matter for this show. There will be more than just these 5 trailers. Really just 3 of these 5 trailers that are going to be coming out. But those other ones aren't really movies that we would talk about. The 3 that for sure are confirmed, and I'm going to go in order of my least anticipated to my most anticipated.
And I feel, again, that they are shared, so
probably
absolutely understandable.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie will be coming out. They will be giving us a trailer for that during the Super Bowl. Toy Story 5 has a trailer coming out, which I think that their biggest opponent now is the iPad, I think is the story in this one, which is hilarious. Like we're getting a freaking movie about an iPad kid. Amazing. And then the one that I am most excited for, The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, the only thing I am excited about when it comes to the Super Mario movie. So my Mario Kart main is Rosalina.
Nice.
I think we are finally going to hear that girl talk in this trailer. I think we are finally going to get Brie Larson's Rosalina.
Oh, is that who plays? Awesome.
So that's the only thing I'm excited about with that movie. I didn't watch the first one. I don't care to watch the first one.
I didn't watch it either. It's Chris Pratt, right? He's the voice of.
Yeah, and he does not do a Mario voice.
It's me, Mario.
Right. It's just Chris Pratt being like, "Hey, it's me, Mario. Here's a fart joke."
Yeah, here's a fart joke. Watch me do this dance off.
Right. Sure. To me, Rosalina as Brie Larson as Rosalina is the only redeeming thing about this movie.
Yeah, shout out Brie Larson. My best movie with Brie Larson to ever come out. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That movie is so fantastic. Actually, you know what? That might be my favorite comic book movie ever.
That's actually a really good. A lot of people forget that it's based on comics too.
It is. If I sit back and think about comic book movies that have come out, it might be Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I am a Michael Cera stan.
That movie is stacked too. Aubrey Plaza, Brie Larson, Chris Evans.
Crazy.
What's her name? Who plays Royal Pain in Sky High?
Yeah, isn't she also in that Birds of Prey movie?
I think she's in Birds of Prey.
That was Harley Quinn and the other 2.
Hera in the Ahsoka TV show, and she's married to Ewan McGregor.
Yes. We need to get her on the show. So those are the 3 trailers that we are expecting. I don't have any expectations for what I that I think we should see in the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I told you mine. That's it.
Yeah, obviously, I would expect us to see Woody and Buzz in Toy Story 5's trailer. I don't know. Maybe Bo Peep is there. Is Jessie still a character with the Toy Story cast?
Well, apparently in Toy Story 4, I have not seen Toy Story 4. Woody ditched Jessie for Bo Peep. I know. Don't even get me started.
You choose your girl. I get it.
Listen, there are fan theories out there about Buzz and Jessie, and I'm like, I'm kind of here for that. I can dig it. I can see it.
Cowgirl, and the space cowboy. I like it.
I love it.
But yeah, so The Mandalorian and Grogu. Let's talk about this one for a little bit. We're running really long right now.
I think we will get very minimal. I think it'll be one of those.
It'll be a very Star Wars trailer.
Yeah, voiceover, boom, to kind of sound effect, and then it shows a scene, and then more voiceover, and then another. Boom.
And it'll be the fantastic Grammy Award winning, I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name, score that is on The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Dun-dun.
And it'll be like the theme song, but like a lot more like cinematic. And I think the ending will contain a cameo that will make us all freak out. Kind of like how the best way that I can describe it is like the very first trailer for The Force Awakens, where it was like Han Solo talking about it's true, the Force, the light side, the dark side, all of it, and then it ended with Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Yeah.
I think it'll be that, but I think the ending
Oh my
shot will
God! Do you remember when
be.
that friggin' trailer came out? Oh,
Oh, I
I
get chills
was in
thinking about it
college, and
again.
my best friend like
Oh,
came storming into my room in our fraternity house. It was like, dude,
you gotta see
watch
this.
this. It pulls out his iPad. It was crazy.
And you were
But
like,
yeah, I could
freaking
see
out.
that. I could see them
I
doing that.
think the cameo. I think the cameo is going to be a reference to the original trilogy trio.
Interesting.
I have a reason for that. We have talked about here
How?
on.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah,
It's possible.
Just after. Yeah, you're right. It's just after a couple, like what, 6, 7 years after the
Not
fall of the
again.
Empire.
Right,
This is where we're at that point. Pre-First Order, post-Empire.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 has confirmed that these three were still in contact, based on the way that the second half of the campaign in Battlefront 2 works out.
Yeah, and like obviously, we got that 3-episode arc where Luke trained Grogu for a little bit. So Luke is working on his new Jedi school. General
Leia is a
Organa,
senator.
yeah, she has gone into politics at this point, and Han is helping her raise a child. I don't know.
Yeah,
Is Ben born at this point? You think?
Yes, Ben was
Him
born.
and Rey both probably are born at this point.
Ben was born very quickly after the Battle of Endor. Fun fact.
Probably about 10 months later, I would assume.
Yeah, just about. The reason I think though, the main source of evidence I have for this, the timing of them announcing that they are switching Galaxy's Edge West over to the original trilogy, is really interesting to me, because why would out of the blue they decide to switch it if there wasn't going to be something to regain excitement over the original trilogy, especially because you have Smuggler's Run going into a Grogu and Mandalorian overlay.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I think that starts around the same time.
So do you think it'll be Han Solo?
I think we'll see Han. I think we'll see a reference to the original trio. I don't think we'll see all three of them like faces. I think we'll see something that those of us who are fans will be like, that's them.
That would be fun. I think I'm wondering who all we're going to see in this trailer that we've seen so far in the first 4 seasons of The Mandalorian.
Bo-Katan, if you can hear me. Bo-Katan, if you
Please.
can hear me.
Please, Bo-Katan. I think we'll probably see her.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably see. I think we already saw Zeb in one of the teasers, so we're gonna get a Zeb cameo. Obviously, we'll see Din Djarin and Din Grogu in this. We'll probably see
maybe Ahsoka to lead into season 2.
I don't know how that would work unless it was like maybe we see Ezra. Maybe we see.
I could take Ezra.
Yeah, maybe we see some Ezra, Hera potentially.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool, especially if Zeb is there. But they're gonna be like, "Where's Sabine?" And Sabine is like all the way across in another galaxy.
Right.
I could see that would be interesting. I don't know how they would do it. It would have to make a lot of sense, story wise, for us to be able to see Ahsoka. It would probably be like a missing hologram or something like this. She's missing.
Of her
we can't
talking.
find her.
The other cameo that I think we'll get, and this again referencing the fact that Batu West is changing into California's Batu is changing into the original trilogy. Leia, and I have talked about this, Leia is specifically wearing her Battlefront 2 outfit, which she wears the very first mission that Iden Versio switches over to the Rebellion. I feel
spoilers.
The game has been out since 2018.
I don't play storylines on online games.
You should play the storyline. It's one of my all-time favorite Star Wars storylines. I think I would not be surprised if we get an Iden Versio cameo. I
That
think
would be cool. Get
because
her in live action.
yeah, especially because the actress has said that multiple times she would love to play Aiden, and the
Yeah.
fact that
And they
Leia.
do it just like Cal Kestis, right? Like they make
Mhm.
her character in the game looks exactly like her in real
Yeah,
life, right? Yeah.
and I mean the fact that Leia is in her Battlefront 2 outfit for Galaxy's Edge, despite the fact that Galaxy's Edge takes place between 5 and 6, tells me that we're going to get a lot more of Inferno Squad.
Interesting. That'll be cool.
Yeah. I think that's a really great way to tie in Inferno Squad is through the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like the official full trailer. We've gotten a couple teasers here and there that are like a minute and a half, maybe. I think this is going to be the full like 2 minute and 37-second long trailer, however long a full length trailer is going to be.
Mhm.
And it's going to be so dope because we were literally just talking about this like 2 or 3 episodes ago. How I'm just like, I'm so ready for more Star Wars stuff. And then
Please.
we've literally got that Maul trailer 2 weeks ago. And now we're getting this Mandalorian and Grogu trailer on Sunday. There's so much that's
And
happening.
speaking of us getting more Star Wars stuff, should I tell them what I'm doing on April 30th?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be going to Star Wars Night for the very first time over at Batu West in Disneyland, and
That'll be so
Stress
fun.
is going to be spoiled with photos, videos, and probably gifts.
It can't be a lightsaber, though, because I have to
No, you got to
find
make
my
that
own.
yourself.
Got to find
And
my own
I
kyber crystal.
will be taking you to Galaxy's Edge for the very first time to do that. That will be
And,
like,
yeah.
we'll vlog it or something. It'll be great.
You're going to look at me really funny when I make my kyber crystal bleed. I'm so sorry. So sorry you had to find out this way.
I'll bring my High Republic one. It'll be great.
So unfortunately, it seems as though DC and Marvel are sitting out this Super Bowl Sunday, and
Which
we
is
are not going to be
insane.
getting a Supergirl trailer or a Avengers Doomsday trailer and Avengers Doomsday trailer.
Which is crazy
Thoughts?
because like I constantly think about like the peak of Super Bowl trailers, which is the United We Stand, Divided We Fall trailer for Civil War that we got pre-Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Couple.
A while
That
ago.
movie's like a decade old at this point.
Ooh, don't say that. It to me, if you are not releasing a trailer at the Super Bowl,
You're missing a lot of eyeballs.
you're missing a lot of eyeballs.
Not that it matters for those two
Well, right.
IPs.
It also makes me wonder if there is nothing else for them to tease to us and they want us to go in blind.
Interesting. I don't think
Especially-
Supergirl is that way.
I think we'll get another one for Supergirl, maybe opening weekend of baseball, maybe at the Oscars. But with Marvel, there's been a lot of backlash in their trailers as of recently because they are showing too much in those trailers.
And people are starting to also catch on some of the things that have been like edited out of the trailers.
Right. I think Marvel has finally learned its lesson and they were like, here's your 3 trailers. See y'all in December.
Bye. Yeah,
Have fun figuring out what this means. And they've been doing little Easter eggy things.
they have.
They're taking a playbook out of Taylor Swift's book. But I don't think we'll get another Doomsday trailer. I think we'll get little
Interesting.
teases, but I don't think we'll get another Doomsday trailer. But it upsets me because I feel like they have the potential to do something really cool. But
Yeah, I would think that if we do get one, I think it'll be probably in the second half of the year when they
Yeah.
start doing their media cycle. When
yeah,
they're going on Jimmy Fallon and one of them is hosting SNL and all the stuff that's going to happen in the second half of the year. I could
Right.
see one happening like maybe like one of the Monday Night Football games next season or a Sunday Night Football game next season,
I could
like
see
in
that.
the
I
early
could
part of the season. Like you hear
I
Mike
could
Tirico go
see-
like, and now a sneak peek at the upcoming
Marvels.
Avengers Doomsday movie
right.
or something
I
like that.
could see them going on Jimmy Fallon. Not Marvel, but DC.
They'll
I
have
can-
clips.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
can see us getting more content from Supergirl than we do.
I think we definitely will. She's
And
a much
it's-
less known character
Right.
to the average viewer than all of the people that we're getting in Avengers Doomsday.
And this version of Kara is very much like you need to be in the know to understand because there are already
Yeah.
people being like, "Why is she edgy and depressed and a drunk?" And it's like, well, watch our previous episodes and we explain why.
Is the only Supergirl that you know of on the
The
CW.
CW?
I mean,
Which,
I
not a
love
bad
Melissa
interpretation.
Benoist's. I
Right.
loved it. It was great. Very different version of Supergirl.
Well, and like the cartoons too show her, and Injustice don't show
She's
her.
yeah, I think she's a little bit more loose cannon in the cartoon and in Injustice, but not so much so that it's like she's going off world all the time just so that she can be in Red Suns and get drunk.
Right. Like she is loose cannony, but she still is kind of like positivity
It's more of a
radiates from her.
yeah, it's more of a she can't really control her power because she doesn't want to yet.
Homegirl has been to therapy for her mind, not for her powers and Injustice
Yeah.
in the
Which, by the way, in Injustice 2,
yes,
she is my favorite playable character.
understandable. She was mine too.
She's so OP'd. Yeah. Also, other trailer news. One Timothée Chalamet dropped a little hint 2 days ago, saying that, yeah, Dune Messiah has pretty much enough to make in production to have a trailer ready, and you should be seeing it soon. Listen, if we get a surprise Dune Messiah trailer during the Super Bowl,
You got so close to the camera.
I know.
That was awesome.
If we get if that is like, because he said we should get it soon. I don't have the direct quote in front of me, but he
Yeah.
said we should be getting the Dune Messiah trailer soon. Soon is such a vague timeline. Like soon literally could be Sunday.
It could be
or
Sunday. It could
July
be 3
4th.
years from now. It
Like,
could
I
be. That one will for sure be. I can see it now. It'll be like shots of sand, and it'll be like
Could be. I
kinda
don't know.
line.
I think Jessica is back on their home planet.
Sure.
It could be interesting. There could
I'm
be a
gonna have
lot
to
there.
I have to watch Dune.
It's not going to be just Arrakis. I will say that.
Yeah.
So
These
speaking
words
of Dune, did you watch SNL this last weekend? Do you watch
I did
SNL?
not. I
Okay.
don't anymore. I
Bet
watched
we-
Weekend Update.
We watch it basically every weekend when it's on.
Mhm.
Not when it's on, but like the next day we'll watch it.
Right.
They had Alexander Skarsgård
I
was
did
the
see that.
host,
Yeah.
and his dad Stellan was in 2 skits,
I love
which
Stellan.
was so funny. And Megan's like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "You have imagine him just fattened out of his mind, covered in black oil, and going, 'My Arrakis, my Dune.'" She's like, "Oh, that's him." I was like, "Yes, that's him."
Another good for Stellan Skarsgård, Will Turner's dad. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Love you.
Also, the guy he played in Andor.
Oh,
Yeah.
Luthen.
Had to do some dark things to get the rebellion going. Totally understand it.
Have you thanked Luthen for his sacrifices today?
What? Okay. Anyways, so yeah,
we're
that's
getting to the end of the show.
that's a wrap on episode 5 of the Gridiron Geeks, friends. Drop your Super Bowl predictions in the comment section below. Let us know what your favorite team's off-season moves should be. Let us know what your favorite comic book movie is, and what trailer are you most excited for to see during the Super Bowl when we get all of these amazing Super Bowl commercials.
And what is your favorite Super Bowl snack? Because we talked about that at the beginning. What is
that
your
too,
favorite
yeah.
Super Bowl snack? I would love to know. Do you have recipes?
Yeah.
Give us the recipes.
Yeah.
We probably won't make
And then-
them, but I still want to know.
No, I can't cook. The only thing I cook is jambalaya, and it's the only thing
I
I'm good
can
at. So
cook. I'm pretty good.
let them cook. All right. This has gone way too long. Bye, everybody. Click subscribe, drop a
Bye.
like. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you in the next one on the Gridiron Geeks from the Pro Football Hub, not a casual podcast.